Warning! I am awoken. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 7, Wake Up. My name is Dom. Joining me is Nikki and Rachel.
Hi.
How's it going? So what'd you guys think of this episode?
I almost said fuck it and not finish watching it.
Wow!
I'm on the same page, seriously.
After there was a certain scene, and I'm just like, no, I can't handle this right now. And I did. I walked away, went downstairs, made myself some lunch.
I'm sure you were referring to Mon-El.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, we start the episode off with the ship's defenses. Some explorer ship got too close, so the ship fired upon them. Luckily, didn't injure anybody aboard. But they do some further does some further preliminary research on it. Finds out the ship has been there for about 12,000 years. So makes things even more interesting. Not only that, the metal the ship is made of is not even on the periodic table.
That's not a surprise to me. They've said that many times throughout this series and others. So it's like, I don't find that a surprise detail anymore. Mm-hmm. They just seem to be surprised every time it fucking happens. Like, oh my god! Like, oh, new metals! Whoa! How did this happen?
Because there was an alien ship that was stuck in a rock for that long. Yeah.
Well, it's not only that it's an alien ship though, because they're pretty familiar with all alien alloys, but it's the fact that this is actually a future ship. That's where this comes into play. It's metal that hasn't even been created yet. And with this, they go to explore it. Supergirl wants to drill down into the ship, but John's like, I got a better idea, and he gives them all a nice big group hug.
I've seen Clark do this.
She was all
hold
excited.
My beer.
She's all excited to do it, but John just gives them a group hug and phases them right into it.
Is this the first time that he's done this?
That we've with them,
seen?
Yes,
yeah, with them,
with multiple people.
You're gonna feel a little funny.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, this is cool. Why hasn't this been done more often?
They never really needed to until now.
No,
I feel like it is, instead of like, sometimes, John and them bust through a door. Why can't John just fucking phase through the goddamn door and get the surprise on the bastards instead of breaking down the door? Maybe, but still, it's like, if you have this ability, you can be sneaky about things.
But this is where we find out that Mon-El is back. The moment we've all been waiting for. Mon-El's return.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet victory. Kara knows he's been a bit distant. And, they kind of have him under surveillance and monitoring him because he seems a bit off. And he's a bit sleepy, and he wants to kind of tell Kara something, but Kara keeps telling him to rest and shush and go back to bed.
I had a feeling he was from the future. By the way he was acting and stuff, and I had a feeling he was from.
Well, I had a feeling
more than 7 months. More than 7 months.
Just because of the facial hair, I figured, maybe he's a future Mon-El, just because But I mean, they explained it. It's only been 7 months for Kara and the gang, but it's been 7 years for Mon-El. Yeah. So I mean, he would have a lot more than what he had on his face if he did.
Yeah, no, I just had a feeling he was from the future.
Yeah.
Feeling.
I didn't even know. I wasn't really questioning. I just, he's back. Yay!
But he's being all like shady, so he recruits Wynn's help for stuff, and this is where he reveals, it's only been 7 months for Kara. It was 7 years for Mon-El, and he took, upon leaving, he went through a wormhole to the 31st century, right? And 400 years from now, L-Corp ends up developing a cure to allow him to walk on the planet.
Earth.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
no more lead problems.
Yeah. No so this whole time he's trying to tell Kara something, but Kara just won't let him talk. until finally when they went in and they went back to the ship, and Mon-El's trying to fix the pods, the stasis pods, and so everybody can. One girl starts to drown, so Supergirl has to break through the glass to save her. They nurse her back to health at the DEO, and just when Mon-El's about to tell Kara something, this is where she wakes up. Her name is Imra Ardeen. She's the girl that was in the pod. And,
I knew as soon as he was like, "Oh crap, we got to get her out. She's drowning." I knew exactly who she was. Not exactly. I knew it was his new woman.
Yeah, I
but
didn't know it was his wife.
His wife.
Yeah. So it reveals that she is from Saturn. And Red Bandit in chat says, since Imra is from Saturn, it probably wasn't too difficult for Mon-El to put a ring on it. But she is what's known as Saturn Girl in the comic. Saturn Girl was portrayed on Smallville. She's from at least 2 other forms of media in the comics. She's a member of the Legion of Superheroes, in which she is provided a Legion flight ring, allowing her to fly, protecting her from the vacuum of space and other dangerous environments. So it is unclear if she is actually in the Legion of Superheroes at this time. Being from the future, it is a high probability, but we don't quite know yet.
I don't know. As soon as he said, "This is my wife," I started hating her. So, that's how that went.
No, see, I don't blame Saturn Girl. I blame Mon-El. Because he didn't have any faith, any hope that he's going to get back to Kara. And
I understand.
Fuck it, let me bang another lady.
I
it's
understand.
convenient.
For him, it's been 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years is a long time. But,
It's not a long
You
time
have
in
this-
TV days, let me tell you.
7 years, and you would think him being in the future, there would have been a way for him to go back, and he would probably know that. But, yeah, as soon as he's like, they started kissing, I'm like, I'm done. I paused it, and I walked out of the room, and that's when I went downstairs, made myself something to eat. I'm done.
I can't blame Mon-El. If he gets sucked into the future, and he's there for 7 years without any way home, he's
any known way home. I mean,
yeah,
they could have been working.
He has to live his life. He can't just go on thinking, maybe one day I'll get to Kara, and then he turns out to be 90 and lives with a whole life full of regrets that he should have lived the life in the future because he would never have gotten home. I don't blame him at all.
But I don't know. I mean, they went back in time, apparently. So I don't know when they had that. Technology. We don't know when the technology became available. We don't know why yet. Why they came back.
I feel like there was, there was something that happened that made them go into the stasis pods, not because they wanted to travel the long distance or anything. Something happened where they had to go into those stasis pods to be safe, to live. And their ship just happened to go through another wormhole, and it took them back 12,000 years before.
It probably possibly could have. Yes,
there's a certain sci-fi show that I watched. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say the name of the show. But they were traveling a long distance, and they ran out of fuel. So they put themselves into stasis pods to travel the distance it was going to take 1,000 plus years. Put themselves in the stasis pod, and traveled the whole distance, and it was set to awaken them when they arrived. So it could have been something like that, and the ship fell through a wormhole, much like how Mon-El got there and sent them back 12,000 years.
Yep.
But we don't know.
So we don't know. Yeah, and that hasn't been explained yet. So
I'm sure
we don't know.
I'm sure looking up when diagnosing the ship, maybe these types of ship have black boxes like the airplanes that give all kinds of information.
I'm sure
GPS is not going to tell you if you went through a wormhole.
Kidding.
I'm sure Wynn's going to figure something out.
Yeah.
He always does. He's such a freaking smart little piece of. I just want to kiss him sometimes.
At the same time, I was mad, but at the same another time, I mean, when he introduced her to Kara, she was like, "Oh, so this is her." Kind of like, so he's never forgot about her. And
No, he obviously talked a lot of good about her, like so much that, probably in the beginning of the relationship with Saturn Girl, she was jealous of Kara, even though Kara was probably long dead.
It might not even be that, but they may have knowledge of who Supergirl's identity is in the future.
Mm-hmm.
They might know Supergirl's Kara Danvers, and they might have been like this big inspiration and everything. Where in the 31st century, Supergirl is a big name, where everybody knows her, everybody knows Kara Danvers, because she reacted more to Kara Danvers than she did to Supergirl. It was just like, oh, Kara Danvers, but then
he was
like,
he was dating Kara Danvers. He wasn't dating.
Well,
Supergirl. That's what everyone thought.
But it wasn't like a jealous look.
No, it was more of like was more of like he talks about her. He doesn't hide the fact his past kind of thing.
Well, I feel like like now she's accepting, be like, yes, this is an amazing person. She made Mon-El who he is today. This is why I love him, and I feel like in the beginning of the relationship, maybe there'd be a little bit of jealousy because, when somebody talks about their ex a lot and they bring up, oh, this good memory and this good memory, you're just like,
shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Just shut up. But, she probably has to know that he's from the past.
She has to know that. And if that's the case, Kara's been dead for how many years?
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, I was a little disappointed. I'm like, don't. Why'd you guys do right?
Yeah, well, it's a shocker, but who's to say, something won't happen between them. There's divorces, there's, all kinds of things. You can't lose hope for Mon-El and Kara. If you guys are losing hope on it, you're getting mad.
You're
doing the same thing that you're blaming Mon-El for doing.
There's accidents that can happen.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're losing hope for them right now, you're doing the same thing that you're accusing Mon-El of doing.
Losing hope.
It's just disappointing to see. Like it was like oh my god, I can't believe it. Because honestly, I wasn't expecting him to be married.
Nobody was.
I wasn't. But I was like, okay, maybe a girlfriend, maybe a fiance, maybe then there was a little more hope. It wasn't so binding,
finalized.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But when you see him and you saw them together, you even saw the way he looked at her, and it was just like, you're like, oh god, yes. And then it's like, no, it all went wrong. Where did you? It went wrong. It went south. I'm done. It didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
And I'm also like kind of ticked off because you know what? I'm not so mad about that. It's more or less that Kara is now going to revert back to where she was at the beginning of the season.
Well, she's hurt. She's hurt.
I don't think she's going to revert to what she was. What she was she lost somebody that could never come back kind of deal. She at least has him nearby, so. She
knows what happens and stuff, but, at the same time, it's like,
it's still going to be it's going to feel like another knife in the side.
Yeah,
another knife in the side. She's going to feel pain. She's going to be distant from everybody again. I'm not saying she's going to be like,
maybe she'll open up a little more this time.
Maybe. It's just, I know she's going to start weeping again and being whiny. And I could not stand weepy, whiny Kara / Supergirl. It was just I didn't want to watch. I was more interested in Alex and freaking Maggie, who I don't like together.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I just I still feel that in the future, I don't think maybe the tech was quite. I mean, we know that there is time travel in this universe because of legends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly when time travel became a thing. You know what I mean? When it became...
Don't forget, this is an alternate Earth, too, so
yes, too.
They might not even get time travel at all,
Yeah, this Earth might not, but the Earth that he was at did, and, it might not be like one of those things that's available to everyone or very, very expensive, so he might not have been able to go back. He might not have been able to even visit that Earth. You know what I mean? It's just... There's so many different things. He could have been on Earth 15, for all we know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just made up a number.
It's possible though. Instead of just the wormhole putting them in the future, it also put them on another universe. So it's there's so many possibilities for this.
Yeah, we don't know yet, and I'm pretty sure they will tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then we had Samantha here. We see her. She instantly is acting strange from she's dealing with the bullet she discovered last episode. So the next logical step to go from a bullet is to stick your hand in boiling water. That's
I've done that before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. How'd that work out?
Yeah. I dropped the fork in the water, and without even thinking about it, I went in to retrieve it. Yeah. I'm not superhuman.
It's not the way you wanted to find out.
No.
Not a good idea.
No.
So she sends Ruby to Tess's for dinner, and she goes to see her mom.
Her adoptee mom.
Yeah, Patricia.
She doesn't even call her mom.
And the thing is, I recognized the lady right away because this last weekend that just passed, I watched the movie Split, and she was the therapist in that movie, and I was just like, I know you. I just saw you in another show.
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like her mothering technique. Let's just put it that way. Because as a mom, I'm like, I would never throw my child out of the house.
No, she threw her out of the house because she's pregnant. It's
never.
Ridiculous.
No, absolutely ridiculous.
And she said, and she reveals to Sam after a while, yeah, you are an alien. She takes her into the shed in the back and shows the spaceship. And she's like, how long were you going to let me go through with this? She goes, I was going to tell you when you're 18, but you moved out. And I was like, yeah, you moved out. Okay. But like just the reaction when she first came to the door and she's asking about, I have this bullet and all these, Patricia's still trying to hide it.
Yeah.
I know. And even I was just ridiculous. She goes, oh, how is, she didn't even, it's like, she's like Ruby. Well, I've never met her, so you can't expect me to remember her name. If you're a real grandma, you would remember that kid's name. It doesn't matter. Yep. If you saw that kid or not, you would know that kid's name.
Yeah.
She's kind of a bitch.
Yep.
Don't like her.
I don't think we'll see her anymore, to be honest.
Hopefully
Probably not. But when when Samantha is, I've been thinking of Maggie recently, but I'll talk about her in a minute. When Samantha goes to look at the ship, she finds a crystal after she taps some dials and stuff, just put her hand on the ship. And this crystal starts glowing. So first thing she does is she takes it. She goes back home to Ruby. She hires a babysitter. Leaves Ruby some takeout money. And promises Ruby what she just found out is going to be a good thing. She'll fill her in later. She's not going to tell her yet. But do not forget that Ruby is her heart.
Well, it's the reason why I have a feeling we might see her mom again is because if they can't find or Samantha, just since now she's changed, she doesn't want anything to do with Ruby. Where's Ruby going to stay? Who's Ruby going to go with?
I feel like Tess is going to take her in for a little bit and
Lena.
Bring her,
Hopefully,
Lena.
I hope Lena does.
And
I have a feeling that they're going to try to give her back to her mom.
What I feel is Lena's going to take her and bring her to work, and then Kara's going to get stuck watching her when Lena gets called on something.
I don't know.
And then Ruby's going to realize that Kara has superhuman powers. And then things and stuff. But Samantha goes out to the desert, and all of a sudden, these spiked things are ripping out of the ground, and I'm sitting here going, this looks a lot like the Fortress of Solitude, just out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, it is.
Only I love the fact she takes her car out there, and obviously she didn't get. You wait till your car explodes. I mean, you have a little gauge that tells you when your car starts getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But only it's not the Fortress of Solitude. It is the Fortress of Sanctuary.
Same shit, different pile.
This is where the internal voice reveals that she is in fact called will be called World Killer. Stating that her offspring was an unfortunate error. It's what delayed her body from gaining her powers. And then proceeds to tell her it's time to wake up. And her eyes glow red, and she is now Rain, World Killer. So,
I wonder how much of her actual memories she retains.
Yeah.
Probably not many, but the scene prior to this, when she was talking to Ruby and she emphasized that Ruby was her heart, I feel like that's going to come into play for waking her back out of it and controlling, gaining control
at least
again.
being able to gain control of herself again, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, but I had mentioned Maggie, and I was doing some research on this, and apparently the actress Fiona, who played Maggie, she doesn't want, or not Fiona, Florinia, but she doesn't want to be on the show anymore. It's time to move on. She signed up as she signed a 1-year deal with them for season 2. The writers were hoping that she wanted to stay on, and then when it came time for contract renewals for season 3, she stated that she would do 5 or 6 episodes, I think it was, with them, and that was it. So, Maggie's gone, and I didn't quite realize that. I always assumed that she was going to come back in some capacity.
I don't know. I just find it, we have so many questions about her and just have her gone is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not phased.
Yeah. It's not that big of a loss, but at the same time, she could have been a really good character.
Yeah. But they did say that there will be an upcoming episode where Maggie reaches out to Alex, but we only see Alex's perspective of it. So there'll be, Maggie's just not completely forgotten, but and they said that there are hopes that somewhere in the future that they will be able to get the actress back to do some stuff when timing and everything works out. So.
Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, John Jones and his father this episode. What do you guys think of them?
Oh God, they're so adorable.
I love them. I love his dad. John Jones is like one of my favorite characters in Supergirl. Actually, probably in all the DC shows going on right now. And just giving his dad the brown water and that whole walk, even though it didn't end up the way that John wanted it to.
Co-off-y.
The co-offy.
The cafefe?
No. God, no. I think that's probably why they did it that way.
It probably is.
Just to, but it just, I liked it because, you saw them bond, and you also saw, John's father, starting to acclimate to Earth, which is, he's like, you see, because, Wynn notices that he's still acting like a prisoner in the DEO, and he's like, John, you need to fix this. And that's
come on, was it 3.5 weeks he hadn't gone to the bathroom?
I mean, he's pretty...
Their alien bodies do not function the same as us.
No, he looked like he needed to go.
Well, then he did, but I'm saying that they probably only go, once every 2 weeks.
And like John said, he had been a prisoner for how long? He probably has a lot of stamina, resolve, and all the things that would help him keep the pee away.
But at the same time, his dad is more, we'll say acclimated, but more realistic about the world around him than John is, right? Because John's been there for so long, he's just kind of blind to everything.
He's just accepting, whereas, his dad is definitely more observant, and he sees everything because it's a new place. He needs to know what's around him. He needs to be alert.
And he wants to play Orok Tuck.
Which is like chess. Which is cool.
Yeah. I want to see him learning chess, though.
Yeah.
I love chess, so that's really important to me. I need him to play chess. Has to happen. But yeah, he's saying John's a slave to his work. All his friends, everything he has is at the DEO. He doesn't have anything outside. And John's been here for, 300 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something, and, he, that's all he knows. It's all he's there for.
Well, I mean, if that's all he wants, if that's all that makes him happy, he doesn't need any more.
Mm-hmm.
But John buys an apartment and says he's going to move him and his father in.
Well, that'll be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I want to see them decorate the place.
Oh God!
Because that place had no furniture.
It was a blank canvas.
There was nothing in there. I want an episode of them decorating that house, bringing in the couch. Like, go out, look for couches, paint, like the whole work. I want to see it.
I see his dad, becoming an antiquer.
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Going out and finding old earth pieces of furniture.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yep. Or maybe he'll become a carpenter and build all his own stuff, and it'll look like things that were on Mars.
Yeah.
I don't see his dad doing that. But
hey, I'm having fun with the idea that John and his father are going to be living together because.
Well, they have a lot of time to catch up.
There's going to be friction, definitely.
Because, yeah.
Because even though John is a Martian, because he's been on Earth for so long, there's going to be Earth. There's going to be a lot of disagreements, definitely on bringing in certain do you think John's dad wants a TV? Probably not. He's probably scared of a stereo system. I don't
know. I think he's more curious. I think he'd be curious.
Maybe. I don't know, getting an Echo or a Google Google Box or whatever, have it talk to him and be like, what's going on? I feel like
what
that's
is Siri?
Happen. What is Siri?
Alexa,
exactly.
Turn on Siri.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fun.
I don't want to know how that comes out.
But we probably won't find out until after winter break, right?
Yeah, probably. Because we'll be dealing with the crossover next week. But Red Bandit in chat says the actor who plays John Jones' father in this show was the original voice actor for Martian Manhunter in the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, he sounded really familiar.
Yeah.
I remember watching that.
Red Bandit also says, I would like to see an episode takes place while Kara and Alex were away, just to see what the DEO was up to during that episode when Kara and Alex went home.
They were having a fucking hoo-ah or something, like grass skirts and lays and stuff.
I don't see. Oh, okay, maybe John.
Wynn's just never leave me in charge. He said that this episode.
Yeah, never.
So I feel like something bad may have happened while they were gone. That would be interesting to see. And Red Bandit also asks, since Ruby is the product of a teen pregnancy, does that mean she has powers too?
We don't know.
That we don't.
It's all in the DNA.
Yep.
I feel like if she has powers, it's because she's half human or whatever. It's gonna take her a while for her powers to
won't manifest
activate.
until probably at least 18.
Oh, I just thought of something. What if, before Samantha wakes up, and they have to find a place for Ruby? What if they contact Ruby's dad?
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Because we don't even know who that is.
No, we don't. That'd be interesting. Maybe it's somebody we know.
Oh God.
It's Mon-El.
No. Stop right now.
Mon-El's been getting around.
Oh Lord.
It's Clark.
No, it's Mon-El. Next week is Crisis on Earth X crossover. As mentioned on the previous shows that we do, I will read it again because you may not have been tuning in for those. The epic four-way crossover with Arrow, Supergirl, Flash, and DC's Legends of Tomorrow begins. Barry and Iris's wedding begins and brings the gang together. But things go awry when the villains from Earth X attack the ceremony. All of the superheroes band together when villains from Earth X attack the ceremony. All of the superheroes band together with help from their super friends like Citizen Cold, guest star Wentworth Miller, The Ray, Felicity Smoke, Iris West, and Alex Danvers to take on the most formidable villains yet. And Earth's mightiest heroes, Green Arrow, guest star Stephen Amell, so it's Ollie under the hood this time, not Diggle. Supergirl, The Flash, and White Canary lead the teams into battle to save the world.
Quick question.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who is the Ray?
The Ray? It's,
Nana Ray from SpongeBob? Sorry.
No.
guest star Russell. Let's see.
It's obviously a new character, right?
No,
No? I don't
think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that name either.
And I've watched The Flash, and I've watched... I mean, the only
He's
place
from the
that
web series that aired.
The Vixen one?
No, the web series The Ray.
Oh.
I never even know there was one.
Yes.
I only knew about Vixen and Constantine.
No.
Okay.
If you say so.
Constantine hasn't aired yet.
No, I know, but I'm saying,
I
those
know
are the
about
only
it.
ones I've known about.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did another one. Okay, well, then maybe I can watch that this weekend and see who the hell the Ray is. So I kind of know going into this.
I'm not sure if The Ray has aired yet.
Oh.
Said it's
Why would-
debuting in 2017, so if it hasn't aired, it's going to be airing. It might be airing during the winter break.
So maybe the Ray in the crossover is the introduction to the character, and then they're going to move on to the web series, kind of like what they did with Vixen,
Yeah, might.
because they introduced Vixen in Arrow, and then they did the web series.
I'm not sure. I know that they released all kinds of promo art for it. Let's see. It will debut in December 2017 on the CW's online streaming platform. So yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna lead into this. CW, based on DC comic characters Ray Terrell, a reporter who gains light-based powers after being exposed to genetic light bomb. The series is set in the Arrowverse, the same fictional universe as Arrow, The Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow, while also taking place on the alternate Earth of Earth X.
Okay.
So,
New character.
Awesome.
yep. Oh, Red Bandit says Maxwell Lord is Ruby's father.
I still
Is
like
that-
Clark.
Is that something you know, or is that something you are speculating, Red Bandit?
I hope it's something he knows.
The only reason why I know who Maxwell Lord is because of that one episode it was the episode before I started watching Supergirl. I wrote the notes for it just by Dom telling me the characters, and
Yeah. I
that
don't know.
was an interesting.
All I know is Maxwell Lord is a big fan of Dr. Pepper, so that makes me and him best friends.
Mhm.
Anyway, Mickey, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Rachel, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and right here on Twitch at VikingWitch.
You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM.
Do, 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 do.
And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, down below at Discord, and right here at both Twitch and YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next week, crossover. See you guys later.
Yeah. The Power Hour. Double Power Hour? Yeah, DC.
Oh.
Let's do that
The
shit.
DC Double Power Hour.
Mm-hmm.